Hello and welcome to my review of Shawn Levy's Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman. Real Steel takes place in the year 2020, where human boxing has become obsolete in favor of robot death matches. A down on his luck former boxer named Charlie, played by Hugh Jackman, is having trouble adjusting to this new world. He's lost several robot matches already and owes several dangerous people money. This is when he finds out that his son, played by Dakota Goyo, has lost his mother, and he hasn't seen his son in like 10 years. He has to take care of the son for a couple months while his aunt and uncle, who have custody over him, go to someplace for a vacation or something. In the meantime, the son demonstrates an affinity for robot boxing, and in pure circumstance, they find this sparring robot in a junkyard who is named Adam, and they realize that this robot may lead them to the championship Jackman has been pining for his entire life. Real Steel is a very interesting case. It's a film that seems to have all the right ideas, but very little actual execution to back it up. Let's start out with the most positive thing about this movie, and that is Hugh Jackman. Man, can this guy carry a movie. Not only is he just extremely charismatic, but his character is just a typical, likable screw-up, who you know is a great man on the inside, but the interesting thing about watching this movie is watching him find that. And that character's journey throughout this movie is very nice. I really like the angle they took with his character, and that he was once just a great, skilled boxer, but is now just completely down on his luck and has a really hard time applying himself to anything. I thought that part of him was really believable. Also, I did like the attempt at building the characters and the relationships more so than focusing on the robot boxing. However, all that good stuff is shot down by Hugh Jackman's son in this movie, played by Dakota Goyo. This kid, I'm sorry, I don't want to come down on a child actor because I'm sure he's a nice kid, but he's an awful actor. I'm not talking about like just a bad child actor, because we see those all the time. This kid is on the level of like Jake Lloyd bad. He's just so unrelentingly obnoxious throughout this whole movie. Just from his personality, just that I'm above everybody, I can do it myself type thing, to just his hatred for Hugh Jackman, which was understood in the script, but just horribly delivered by him, and just, God, he just got under my skin throughout this entire movie. This kid just can't act. He's a horrible screen presence, and all you just see this smug little kid who you wish one of the robots would accidentally punch in the face. He's terrible. And because he's so bad, and because the character is so unlikable, the father-son relationship that ends up developing throughout the movie becomes completely undercut. Also, I didn't find any of the robots or the robot fighting terribly interesting. Especially Adam, who is our main robot in the movie. I almost wish they had given him a personality, because just having him be this robot that mimics your movements through shadow, it just makes it seem so stupid when the kid grows this love for it, because really, it's not connecting with him. It is just a machine, and that's all it is. And the movie tries to make you connect with the machine as a character, but really when you think about it, it's just a machine doing its job. And also, the robot fights in this movie, I'm sorry to say, which is the main selling point, they are disappointing. The one thing I'll hand to director Shawn Levy, who I'm not a big fan of, he's made just some crappy family films like Cheap by the Dozen, Night at the Museum, etc., is that while he does shoot the robot fights well, you can see everything that's going on pretty solidly, they just feel weightless because you don't care about anybody in the ring. That's the key to a fighting movie. You have to care about who's in the ring. And this is just a couple of machines clunking and clacking at each other. And the fight choreography isn't even anything especially special. It's just two robots, it's just two scraps of metal hitting each other. It's not that interesting, and it's not even made as brutal and crazy as it could have been, because it doesn't want to be too intense for the kid audience. The movie's not even for, since it's rated PG-13. Overall, while I feel Real Steel's intentions were solid, the movie just doesn't deliver. The only thing that this movie really has going for it is a good performance by Jackman, but that's not worth going out to see. It's a fairly bland, uninteresting sci-fi movie, no real great ideas here, and it's severely undercut by the extremely annoying child character. I give this movie 2 stars out of 4. It's not bad, but it's so unrelentingly average that it's really not worth seeing. That's my review of Real Steel. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'm Movie Kid Mike, making sure your time is worth your money.